video is going to be all about play-based learning here at Cecil Hills Public School. We're going to start off the video with a quote from Albert Einstein. "That is the way to learn the most, that when you are doing something with such enjoyment that you don't notice the time passes," which is essentially what happens during play. There are three major influences on a child's brain development. They are movement, inclusive of risks, emotion, relationships, and cognition, stimulation, making sense, creativity, and making something. These are all formed during our play-based learning investigations. As a child's brain is forming up until the ages of 8 to 9 years, it is vital that we allow children to be immersed in play. Synaptic connections are pathways formed in the brain that allow for cognitive development. These connections are formed during play as a child uses all or majority of their 5 senses in a safe and nurturing environment. This creates synaptic connections which allow for cognitive development. The more a child is exposed to positive environments, the more connections will be formed. Thus, the more a child learns. The benefits of play. It reduces stress in children. It increases concentration and engagement. Emotional and physical experiences stimulate play motivations, which are the foundations of thinking. It increases oral language and improves acquisition skills. It allows opportunities to experiment. It engages the learner. It accesses creativity. It intrinsically motivates students. It teaches problem solving, choice, and decision making. It allows for differences. It is innovative. It improves social engagement and social skills. It encourages risk-taking. It teaches self-regulation and resilience. It teaches initiative and persistence. And it improves fine and gross motor skills. Our learning play spaces are drawing, painting, literacy, collage, outdoor, tinkering, science nature, imaginative play, construction, reading, numeracy, dramatic play, carpentry, sensory, movement, environmental, and music. This is a picture of some of our students immersed in imaginative play in our outdoor learning area. This is a picture of our sensory tub, where there's lots of different sensory materials for the students to play with, and we've created a jungle to engage the learners. Of our maths learning spaces, so it's all about time here. This was one of our puppet shows where the students took it upon themselves to choose an animal of their choice and tell their audience all about that animal and all of the facts that they have learnt during our informative writing program. To the left, this is our artist study where 2 of our students are recreating Claude Monet's artworks. And to the right is our tinkering station where the students are pulling apart a computer and investigating all the different parts of it and then putting it back together. We have our construction area. In the background, you can see a student measuring with a measuring tape. Our focus was length, so they're measuring things that are longer and shorter. On the left, we have schools, and on the right, we have a craft station. Over here, we have our potion station, and this relates back to maths, and the topic is volume and capacity. Outdoor painting. We have our gross motor activities. We've got some water play, we've got some building, we've got our gross motor activities out here. We've got some building with the blocks on the left, and we've got some box play. We have some carpentry and construction, so they're building things with wood, nails, and hammers. To the right, we have some rock painting. We have our marble run. And what does a play session look like in kindergarten? So basically we have tuning in, our investigations and reflections. So our tuning in is student-led. That is where we create the learning intentions and success criteria, and we set up the learning for the day. So if we're learning about length in maths, we'll be talking about it during the tuning in, and we'll be giving the students provocations such as a measuring tape or a ruler to bring to play and to use it how they see fit. The photographer and the reporter play a very important part. They have a focus question that relates to the learning of the day, so it would be length in this case, and they are to photograph and report students that they see engaged in activities where they are measuring objects. Our next part is our investigation. So this is essentially where the children are playing by themselves. There are focus children and they change daily, as does the photographer and reporter. The focus children are assessed and are extended by the teachers and are led by the teachers and guided by the teachers to reach their potential during play-based learning. It is inside and outside play, and there is of course teacher interaction. And the last part of our play session is a reflection, which is teacher-led, and it leads back to the whole day's learning. So if we're learning about maths, that's where the teacher really emphasises length and how it's going to lend to the rest of the day. And the children report back about learning experiences. So the photographer and the reporter will report back on what they have learnt and what they have. To finish up, we've just got two more quotes. This one states that babies are models of how we learn, not by passive reaction to the environment, but through active testing, through observation, hypothesis, experiment, and conclusion, which lends itself very nicely to play. And the last one is once again from Albert Einstein. Play is the highest form of research. Once again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope it was very informative.